Sci Access, May 11, 2024. Welcome address by Dr. John Beacom.
I'd like to talk about three things this morning. The first is science, the second is access, and the third is sci-access. So in science, we seek understanding. We seek understanding of the smallest things in the universe to the largest things and everything in between. The magic of science is that we can develop a common understanding that's verifiable by experiment. Now, it may seem like science strongly depends upon the senses. If I'm holding my hands sort of close to my face in a small circle, and I'm imagining that what's in there is, being able to, chemistry uses a lot of smells, and, some parts of physics use a lot of sight or maybe even sound, other things like that. But that's really only a small part of science. And now I'm holding my hands in a much larger circle, and I'm closing my eyes, and I'm thinking of a much larger view of science. And that includes most of the things that we can't see. Nobody has ever seen with their eyes an atom or an elementary particle or a distant galaxy or a virus. Nobody has heard those things, nobody has smelled those things, nobody has touched those things. Those are all beyond the realm of our senses. But by studying them and constructing a mental model of them, we make sense of them. And that's a really fundamental part of science, is that all of us are struggling to reach things that are beyond the realm of our senses. So now, thinking about how we do that, the laws of science are universal, but access to science is not, and it should be. And that access means whether you are actively doing research or just benefiting from living in a technological society, or just appreciating all of the amazing discoveries that are being made. So first, we have a moral responsibility to help others experience the majesty of our universe and everything in it. That's how human society works best. But that's not all. Really, we have an incredible benefit from learning from each other from different perspectives. That not only advances science, because science demands creativity, people with different perspectives have new ideas, but it also makes for a richer human experience, both individually and collectively. And we know that we are missing many voices in science. Roughly, let's say 30% of the population has some kind of disability, but the fraction of people working in STEM with a disability is more like 3%. And these are not the only voices we're missing, but they're important voices. And by missing these voices, we're missing the opportunity to learn new ways of thinking about the world and potentially major scientific discoveries. So in SciAccess, we are dedicated to advancing disability inclusion in STEM. One principle is behind that is the connections. So it may seem that, for example, imagine a deaf person who's studying chemistry. It may seem that their issues are very particular to hearing and to that subject matter. But and many of the issues are. But actually, there's a larger picture in which the need to provide access is common among many, many different kinds of disabilities. And the need to include people is common across many, many fields of science. And so one of the things we're trying to do in SciAccess is bring these things together, because there's power in numbers and there's power in all of these different perspectives. Another principle is who's involved. And in SciAccess, a really important part of it is the breadth of the community who's involved. There's scientists, there's educators, there's people with disabilities, there's disability advocates, there's all kinds of social science specialists, all of that. And together we can come up with a much better way of advancing science for all. And a third principle is basically what I would call multiplication. If I do some work by myself, that's maybe great. But if I help others learn how to do work themselves and bigger and bigger things, and then they bring in more and more people, that's a multiplicative effect. And that's one of the things we're going for is we hope that everybody comes home from SciAccess conference with having made new connections. And we'll put it in the chat. There's a Google Sheet where you can list your email and other socials. And it's a way for people to get in touch with you and make this whole enterprise larger. So over the last several years, I've been working closely with the SciAccess team. I'm very grateful to that whole team, beginning with Anna Volker here, and then now including the team that you saw yesterday, Caitlin, Emily, uh, Rachel, Alethea, and others. But most important of all, I really want to thank the SciAccess community. That's the participants in this workshop, the participants in our ongoing working groups, the participants in the spin-offs of SciAccess like AstroAccess and Solstice Outreach and other things, because it's only by working together that we can do something that make the world a better place for everybody. Thank you.
SciAccess. Learn more at www.sciaccess.org.